Hey, well, welcome to the Hunters. I should say it every day, Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 God's time. We are here discussing Star Wars, mostly doing deep dives. Sometimes we do reviewing of shows, even though apparently I'm not allowed to review Bad Batch right now.
No, absolutely not.
I have been voted off the island.
Not yet.
The veto powers are real.
All right. As always, I am joined today with Hoosier Collects.
Hoser collects. Yes.
I like how Chris used to do that all the time. He'd always correct me. It's hilarious. I guess OCD wouldn't let me say Hoosier when clearly I'm doing it on purpose. And the Kachung one. I just watched our first ones we did together. And we went around and he explained what you like and what you don't like. And I said it then too, and it reminded me. I was like, I said, I'm just a boring, regular American. I was like, maybe I'll be the guy that just rants all the time. You can't change my Star Wars. And you guys started dying laughing. And I was like, I don't remember saying that, but damn, I nailed that part. I played that role well.
You did the perfect sharing circle.
I was like, I didn't even intend to do that. I don't remember saying it. All right. So, I guess I'll go ahead and hit this. How much time we got? Oh, we're good. We're past the YouTube censors. Disney has already turned us off. They're not going to do anything today. So let's hit it. Yeah. All right. So what are we doing today? Who are we talking about?
Talking about the Jedi Master himself with the most boring name ever, Evan Piell.
The Evan Piellster. The evil twin of Yoda.
Yeah. Let's talk. I think we should talk about that first. How come that his species has nothing to do with Yoda's species? There's no connections there at all.
I mean, you can. Here, I'll put this on the background just in case you don't know who we're talking about. We should probably have a photo up or something. I'll just do that. There you go. He's long-eared. I said long hair. He has long hair too, I guess. He's a long-eared fella right there.
He has long hair. He has a top knot, right? He's got the long.
He does have a top knot.
But yeah, so
they're not though, right? Confirm nothing. They want to make sure that everyone knows they have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, which is so funny given that, especially in Phantom Menace, you have Yaddle shows up, and then you have him on the council, and then you go, okay, one of these guys is not like the other. And it happens to be him.
I have no idea why that's doing that. I have a camera in a different spot. Sorry, that's kind of better, I guess. We're probably going to be losing
Kachun for a little bit. His internet connection is having some fun.
He's having some internet issues. Those internets in the Australian world is hard to deal with. It's America, but we're gonna call it that.
I was bouncing from Australia back to Georgia, so it's But yeah, so
I was just doing what I do, and I was perusing through the world of Star Wars and stuff, and there was a couple of interviews where I don't even remember who the people were, just random writers and stuff. And like you were saying, one of the things that I took away from that was he's this, he's that, but he's not. It's from the same planet, species, area, location, neighborhood, universe. He is there. I don't know what they're so serious about that for, but they is no way related to the Yoda species. They really wanted to make sure that they hammer that in.
Yeah. And I mean, it doesn't help they both use green lightsabers, right? So,
and and they're vertically challenged as well.
Oh, long, good hearing. But so interesting character. Another one introduced in the Phantom Menace that got some spotlight at first, and then in comics and background material, and then didn't really come back into play until Clone Wars. And you're back, Kachun?
I'm back. For some reason, the internet turned off.
That's all right. We'll do it live.
I heard you
But
talking about his green lightsaber. I did see he had a was it pink or orange on one of the covers?
yeah, so we'll talk about when the comics come up, but those early Star Wars comics and Dark Horse, those Jedi just had whatever color lightsaber they wanted of the week. They just when they left the temple, they just grabbed one off the rack and they just took it with them. They didn't even. And no, so interesting character I was saying. So he didn't really have much going on until the Clone Wars. 2003, he only showed up very briefly, and then obviously his biggest contribution is this moment here in Citadel Arc with him and Tarkin, right. And ultimately that's where he dies in canon.
And canon, yeah.
Yes.
So I was going to do this really quick. Sorry, I'm having issues with the camera tonight. I thought I was going to, you do the right thing. 10 seconds before you go live, you're like, hey, what if I put the camera here? It's fantastic. I love it when I do stuff like that. So I just want to make sure. Let's see here. He was born on Lannick. Where else do I have this written down? I could just probably go to like Wikipedia or something. Oh, and they were saying that Lannick. I did some research and they basically just fight all the time. Atlantic, I think, is what
like a warlord. It's just warrior planet.
Yeah. So he was a little bit rough around the edges. Our fellow there, the little fellow, he's a little rough around the edges, and he was a little gruff. But he was, you couldn't match his brevity, his braveness, and his willing to have a fight. Oh, you know what I should do? I forgot about this. I should probably hit this.
Even Piell was born on Lannick prior to the Clone Wars. At some point, he lost his left eye during a confrontation with terrorists. Eventually, Piell became a Jedi Master and gained a seat on the Jedi High Council. Sometime later, he was assigned a dangerous mission to the Outer Rim. On the return trip, realizing the information he had about the Nexus route could be dangerous if it fell into the wrong hands, he memorized one half the information, while his captain Wilhelm Tarkin memorized the other half. He then erased the onboard computer's memory when his cruiser was invaded by the Separatists. He was tortured for information but refused to reveal anything. Eventually, the Republic forces were sent in to rescue and free both him and Tarkin. During the escape, he was gravely injured and could not continue. Ahsoka Tano attempted to call out for help, but Piell told her to stay so he can give her the vital information. He instructed her to relay it only to the Jedi Council. Tano agreed, and he whispered the information to her. Shortly thereafter, he would die of his injuries.
Man, he was attacked by a zebra, huh?
Way to go.
It's not the most glorious one. For one, all the stuff I was reading about was talking about how brave he was, how much he was willing to fight and everything, and then he's over here dying because a kitty cat hit him. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the
pretty size does matter, it seems. It's interesting. It's a great arc, the Citadel arc. His death's a little weird, and I can see why, as we talked earlier, Greg, why fans at the time were mad, because didn't realize for a while there, because the issue was when Clone Wars came out, it was still at the time it was considered canon to the Legends material before Disney came in. So his original ending, you can say ending, and Legends was in a book called Twilight, like Jedi Twilight. He ends up surviving Order 66 and then disappears. So going from that to suddenly having him be in this arc and then die to a zebra is pretty different, I would say. But I guess at the same time, especially in now, like today's context, having another Jedi Master survive Order 66 would be a little too much.
He is one of those ones that I would say, we can't say it a lot because we've kind of done some obscure ones a little bit just for fun. But he's one of those ones that, I don't know, will seem like clearly made, for the TV show. Clearly made for the TV show. But man, could he do with, a little fleshing out, little I don't know if they ever do another cartoon, another.
It would have been nice to see another arc of him before the Citadel.
If they want to do it comic book fashion, that's fine too, or even a book. But like, not just a few mentions of him, but what's the story there? Because at the end, when he dies, the part that we're kind of seeing right now, actually, there's a lot of respect shown. And we've had other Jedis die, and you know, if their death wasn't supposed to be important, they kind of just walked away. Like they didn't have a full military honor. Meet me at the volcano and let's see what we can get done here, kind of thing. They just kind of like, hey, he died. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, like, clearly, I feel like there is more that we're supposed to know. Like, they knew something to respect him that way. So it would be cool if we could flesh that out a little bit more.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it for like this part, because he's almost like a couple episodes and that's it. That's pretty much all we got, right?
Very.
So what happened? What happened? What? Did I cut out?
What?
No, continue.
Oh, I was just going to ask what happened to his secret.
Well, they relayed it to the Republic, and that was because the Nexus was the trying to find a secret pathway directly to the Separatist homeworld.
Yeah, it led from the center of the Republic Empire to the center of the Separatist Empire, if you want to call it like that. It's directly from their territory to their territory. And obviously that's pretty important. That's pretty useful information if you can just drop down in the middle of their neighborhood like that. Drive-by shootings, all that. They always go up from that kind of activity right there. So
but Tarkin only had half of it, right?
Yeah, Tarkin had the other half. But that's pretty good. That's pretty brilliant. You know, you're like, hey, we're gonna get boarded. We got to get this out. So even if I'm assuming he thought, look at him. Tarkin guy, he's a pretty boy. He's got a nice, pretty suit. He's a little frail. I ain't got an eye. They offered him Bacta and all kinds of stuff to fix that eye. He refused it all. He said it makes him look. The ladies like it. Let's be honest. That's basically what he said. Chicks dig the scar.
He gets a free beer at
the tough and brave. He didn't know. He knew he wasn't going to break. But I would put it out there. He thought Tarkin was going to break and swing like sing like a canary. So he's like, "You take half. I'll take half. They can't break us both. We'll hope for the best." So, and of course, if you were a Ahsoka not like her, that was still happening in Clone Wars because she was involved in every single storyline by the end, because we all know that was Daddy's favorite. Probably annoying that she showed up in this one. Is like, I only trust you, Ahsoka. Let me whisper it to you.
Well, it's funny too because she wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. Anakin, you know, you're staying.
Which is fine because I love Ahsoka, so that's fine. She can be involved in it. But yeah, like the more I hear people who watched it when it first came out, because I obviously didn't watch when it first came out. I wasn't a Star Wars fan at the time when it first came out. But the more I hear people when it first came out, I see what they're saying. Because now that, like, if I look at it from she wasn't there, she was invented for the show, and then they're like, now she's like, every time they turn around, they're like, Anakin, how about me and you go alone to the spot and get some lunch? Hi guys, like she pop up somewhere. So I get it. She kind of popped up here, but she saved the day. So Kachung, what did you think about the one-eyed, light-skinned Yoda?
I enjoyed more out about him. Yeah, I thought it was pretty neat. He didn't really have many comic appearances. We'll go through those in a minute, but
yeah, not too much.
I really did enjoy that that arc in Clone Wars, and I'd like to watch it again. I didn't for this show. Surprise, surprise. Got plenty of other things to watch.
Phoning it in, boys. We're just phoning it in at this point. But see, that's why I kind of think we'll discuss it in a second. But that's why I kind of think he could be cool, because you could do stuff like you can't do it with Yoda, right? And all the little funny gags where you have this little 2'1" badass with no eye, who doesn't mind going a little bit arm cutty-offy more so than Yoda would. And I think you could do that. You could write him in a situation you think it'd be funny for Yoda to do this, and you could put this guy in that situation. And I think that's something that I would think would be seen if he was just like a borderline John Wick of the Jedi Order, and that's why when he died, they were kind of surprised and like, "Holy Jesus, a kitty cat got him! What in the world?"
That would be pretty fun.
So where would you
Who
put
knows, maybe
him on a
Piell-
scale of
Scale of Frozen, eh?
I don't know.
going on?
You try to put him on a scale of like what, tough Jedis? Because we didn't hear the end part of that.
of likely to turn to the dark side?
Oh, I don't think so. I think
No,
I
I
think,
would say no.
no, I think he would be very least likely to turn to the dark side.
Yeah.
I think he was probably one of those guys that everyone dreaded. Like he would be like, if you're in the army, he would be like the sergeant that you
The
didn't
drill
want.
sergeant, yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he's like the most loyal, red, white, and blue American there is. He just wants to make sure that you're not going to screw up his beloved army. I think that's more what I would think he's probably like.
Yeah. I was just gonna say,
Go with the Russian
maybe if we're
accent.
with the Russian accent,
With the Russian accent, or depending on which.
He was a defector, and he's so loyal to me. I was gonna say, I'm hoping, in the future when they do season 2 of Tales of the Jedi, maybe we get to see more of him as well, along with some of the other ones, because especially with all these episode 1 Jedi, like there's very little about them. Even in Legends, there was some stuff, mostly in the first couple issues of the comics, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, is that do it for this part though? Should we just go straight into the slides?
Yeah, so right into just looking at the
With our
comic.
handy dandy slide machine now. Professionalism. Look at this
Alright.
number, boys.
Number 63.
6-3 of them. Just saying.
Yeah, we're making it there. So, for obviously, movie and TV appearances.
That's a lot of character spotlights.
Yeah, 63 and well, some of those were all that Kenobi and Book of Boba Fett, so don't forget. So his first appearance, episode 1, of course. He was in Attack of the Clones. It was actually deleted. It was stock footage and deleted scene footage from episode 1 they reused in Compton. He was in, obviously we saw in the clips there, chapter 21 of the 2003 Clone Wars. And then in the Citadel Arc, he was there for the 2008 Clone Wars, and the death of him is in Citadel Rescue, episode 20. So yeah. And comic appearances, he actually has a decent amount, but I have to preference. Most of those are he's sitting in the chair, or he's in the background, and you just see his ears, or you have something very simple, right? So. Basically, the most important ones we'll talk about, obviously. So, issue 13 is his first appearance of the 98 Star Wars series, and the next issue is his first cover appearance. And 15 and 16 covers the same story arc, the embassy, and he shows up in the Jedi Acts of War miniseries, which we covered with Yaddle, as well as the Qui-Gon Obi-Wan issue. And then he comes back into Star Wars again, mostly again for all those background appearances. And then in canon, he's only appeared once so far, and that's the most recent Darth Vader run, issue number 26. And I would say it's a canon cameo appearance via flashback because it's the scene from episode 1 where he's in the council in the background.
I don't know. I looked at that again. I actually read that yesterday, literally just caught up to date on Darth Vader on the app, and I don't know is he in that picture?
Yeah, I can point him out to you. It's so, like I said, cameo upon cameo. He's really.
But some of those figures don't even have faces.
That's the thing. But you can tell
like
him because it's not Yaddle because he doesn't have the luscious locks. He has just a little top knot, right?
He's like, if you found out your neighbor had been an actor for 50 years, and you're like, what movies you been in? And it's like hundreds. And then you look at it, and it's like the ultimate guy walking by or reading a newspaper. It's basically what they've made him into. He's like the ultimate background guy. Like he's just there.
Cool background, yeah. So issue
that's a cool cover. I haven't seen that cover in a while.
Yeah, we talk about that one quite often, but it does come up every so often with these episode 1 characters. But yeah, you have him show up there alongside Ki-Adi-Mundi and Mace Windu. That's
an interesting choice. He's got I don't know. He looks even more dangerous there, maybe.
And there's his first cover appearance on the left. He actually is kind of like I think he has a purple lightsaber, if I'm not mistaken here.
That's a great. It looks red, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, which if it is purple, if I remember correctly, we'll see. It'd be funny if he took it from Mace Windu.
That's a great orange, though. Who's the little kid?
Huh?
Who's the little kid in the front there? Is he from like the?
That's the Hey You Guys from Goonies.
Why does he look like that?
Noah's art is definitely a hit or miss in those early days. The art in the Star Wars is just a Dark Horse. Now, okay, the preference again. The
you mean Marvel?
Corner, ignore the Marvel logo in the corner. Marvel is really dumb. But basically, those Dark Horse issues, those early issues, are hit or miss. But after that little hump into the middle, the art was fantastic there on out.
Yeah.
But you know what they always try to do, Dark Horse, though, I've noticed, at least with Star Wars, they always try to throw you an orange, a pink, a yellow. They always do some pretty cool colors in the cover. They always like pop with the covers, even if the drawing's a little bit bad. They always try to give you some color.
So on the right, we talked about that cover with Yaddle, her first appearance, if you want to call that Yaddle.
All right.
But I was laughing because I was looking at the left cover, issue 15.
That's a dwarf. That's not him. That guy is going into the slay the dragon. Look at that.
Yeah, so I was laughing at the image because I was like, he's there, and I'm like looking at him. That's a great cover, honestly.
Yeah, it is actually.
But yeah.
But tell me, if I blocked out all the other stuff and you just saw him flying, you'd be like, man, that poor dwarf. He got attached. He got tangled up in a dragon. He's flying away. What is he doing? That's not him. That's Yoda with long hair right there. Just so you know.
Yeah, Yoda shaved after this.
All right, so
and now another issue of the Star Wars, because again, all those issues were more or less he just shows up once in the background, and we've covered some of the other ones really recently. This one's a fun one to mention. It was the last issue of the main Star Wars series before it transitioned to Republic. And this one's she's there for the knighthood of Aayla Secura.
See him. Who's the guy on the cover right there?
Quinlan Voss and
is he? Where's his paint? Where's his tattoo or paint or whatever it is?
It's there.
Oh, really?
There's that guy from Enemy Mine.
Yeah, what alien species is that? I can't remember the name of it, but I always thought they were cool.
I can't remember it either. It's not Weequay.
Look, listen, if you don't have total recall when I ask you the most random questions about warning, then I don't even know why you're here, sir.
I'm sorry. I need to write down every single little thing you may ask me.
Can I ask another question? Yano's old. My man, we don't know if he's old or not. Now, why does he get the floating seat of kingdom here? And everybody else, all the other little fellas, they got to walk. Why does he get to float? He's taking advantage of his position.
Yeah. So otherwise, I would say he definitely, the rest of this stuff we've obviously seen, like little things. Yeah, so this image here, I wish you can zoom in here. It's still a little hard to see. He is the second from, because
sorry, hold on.
You're jumping ahead?
I was trying to see if there's any way I could zoom in. I can't.
So he's Jarl Poof, his lawn Jarl Poof head. If you look to left, he's right there.
That one?
Okay.
It's very hard to point out, but he's there.
When
I go on Wikipedia and look at the list of appearances in comics, and I go through every single one of them, sometimes they're actually there. And it's really weird. They might have like a one-word mention, but then, usually it says mentioned, not like actual appearance. But yeah, it took me a minute to realize that was him in the corner.
Have you read this particular issue right here?
Yes. Yeah.
I did.
So is the whole issue in this like tan brown color?
So what happens is with the most recent Darth Vader run, all his flashbacks are in this red. When he has a flashback, it's in the red.
I don't remember that. I need to reread those, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who put Darth Vader in the sand? You know he doesn't like the sand. Who did that to him?
It's all about the sand. That one.
Into the sand.
It's his arch nemesis.
I don't have his toy. Son of a gun! It's got both of them. Oh, I gotta have this.
So this is so going on out of comics now into toys. His first figure is.
Wait a minute. That's it? That's all you got for comics,
buddy? It's just him in the back. Has ears, more ear shots.
I tell you, I read that And I did not say, "Oh, look, there's Evan Piell."
I think you said there's Kiadi Mundi, and there's.
I gotta get on the phone with old Daddy Lucas. He is not making sure these guys get their fair due here, huh?
So, so this was the Saga edition. This had the. It's actually pretty funny here because you have Mace Windu, you have can't remember his name for the life of me offhand. It's another really weird name.
Yeah.
And then you have Evan. But why does Evan have no chair? Why does he have a stand? Why does he have a stand?
Because they were trying to keep down the pricing of that package. I guarantee you is what it is. They wanted to get as much money.
You know what's Window had to have his sandwich table.
You know what the best part about this is that every time we do these, we have some kind of obscure character. You might be able to find one instance he was using the book, one or two in a comic book, but you're gonna find at least one toy. Oh, you're gonna find at least one toy. They make sure they got everybody in a toy.
Hey, well, he's an interesting one because he has numerous toys actually. So we covered the Yaddle one last week, or not last week, like a few weeks ago, and Yaddle and him are in that set. And it's funny because he has a blue lightsaber here.
Comic, sorry. What's up, fuck? How you doing?
And it's so weird. In that Legacy collection, for episode 3, he has a blue lightsaber there. And then the Clone Wars one on the right for he has his green lightsaber.
He was, he go either way. He hits both sides of the plate. He doesn't mind.
You have the pink one too. Don't forget. So, what was it, Kachin?
What does that button do when you press it?
The online thing?
I'm not sure, but I know that because people send me these all the time, and I crack them open, and they all have these little dice things. I still have never bothered looking at one sheet to see what it does. It's like some game you can play with them. I've never bothered looking at it.
You can play figures with those.
Yeah.
And then this surprised me. He actually had a Lego.
He's got a Lego?
I was surprised by this because I'm like, there's no way.
That's really cool.
So, it's kind of a cool ass Lego, though.
It is really good, actually. So this came out. This came out. I can't remember when the 2010s, if I'm not mistaken, 2014. And
that's really cool.
Yeah, so actually, it's even funnier. It has him, and it has. Well, actually, this is the funny thing. It's Sassy Tin's Jedi Starfighter and his droid, but they're like, I guess we can't just leave them two. Let's throw Evan in there.
I wonder why they made the decision to throw him in there.
It's super weird. I guess they're like, oh, we need to hit our Jedi quota.
That is weird.
Another green.
But yeah, otherwise that's mostly Evan Piell for the for his toys, appearances, and whatnot. He actually has this again surprising amount of toys for how very little there was of him.
He almost has more toy appearances than comic book appearances. I'm just saying, and all of his comic appearances, he was just sitting in a chair.
Yeah, so. But these ones he's all standing. He stands in all.
Lucas knows how to merchandise, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't figured that out yet. All right, so that's it. So now we're going to go into news and comic books and such of the Star Wars variety. So let's just jump right into that.
Yeah. Here we go. As we do every week, we do a news and new comic book day after the spotlight or review. And yeah, this one.
I missed the R2. Where's the R2?
I saw his eyes roll right there. This is a character poster for Bad Batch, Teo. Obviously, we didn't talk about this episode. But I was to say one thing. This episode felt like one of those things where some voice actor wanted to be on a show, and they just made an episode, like just to have them on there.
How is this news? Are you just ranting, or is this news?
This is both. This is new ranting.
Because you didn't want to review the show, so I'm just curious why you're getting a free rant out right now.
Well, that's a chance. Okay, yeah, you can move on now.
I'm waiting for the news.
Remember, we have Bad Batch bitch fest. So as Kachun found that there was
a cool ass cover.
So Kachun found that there was a Jawa Palace one shot after he was looking at the Ewok one shot and saw that the cover looked like it was a connecting cover. But this is the A cover to the issue. Pretty cool looking, like you said. And yeah, it's just for 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi. Doing Palace one shot, and it's gonna be like an anthology inside.
You know what I like about it is they found a way to kind of make him look ominous because too many times they make him look comedic almost.
Yeah.
They don't really make
like
yeah,
a true
he
hut.
needs to be scary. Like he's a freaking he's the
Crime
underworld
lord, yeah.
crime boss.
He's the
Yeah.
Al Pacino of huts.
And
Oh,
then the
here we go.
variants for it. So on the left is that connecting variant that Kachun located. The middle one is Alex Malev, who did this. Who is also the guy doing the A cover to that Vader red.
Where's his back to tank? How can he just stand up there without a back to tank? Doesn't he need to go soaking for a while?
It's under the cape.
Tree.
It's behind a
Tree
tree. He's under a tree. But yeah, so
I
that
hate
was
to
the
say
same
this. Maybe you guys disagree. I don't mind this freaking Leia cover. Like I don't
it's
mind
quite
it.
good. So
I want to hate on it, but it's pretty. Like I like it.
So I was gonna say that cover, it's the Peach Momoko one. That's
Of course it
actually
is.
it's a series of covers because it's gonna be she's doing a series of covers on the different famous women of Star Wars.
That's
Yeah.
great
And-
because she does women great. She needs to stay
Yeah.
right there in that wheelhouse.
There is and they're in the part of the new solicitations. There is about I think if I remember when I was looking at them, there were about this one
That's
and two
7
other
or
ones I
8.
quite liked. Other ones they kind of just look like but you know.
Well, the Ewok, like it's not a female Ewok. Was it the My Little Pony?
Yeah,
Is that
it was
what
a-
it was?
It was that poor pony that was getting eaten. We already discussed this. There was ribs on the menu today, boys.
Because that was awful.
You put that My Little Pony. If you didn't watch last week,
That's
we
pretty-
did. We covered some news, and they had the evil Ewok. I mean, devil bear, and then the next one was this poor Ewok just sitting there, and this poor like donkey creature who looked as sad as you could look. It's like he knows he's getting eaten by that devil bear. Like there's no doubt about it.
But yeah, so
Um,
those are the covers to that.
I really wish that I could get all these, but
Yeah.
buying them online and all that, I just
Here's another solicitation I thought I'd bring up because it's pretty interesting. Inferno
Suck
Squad
ass.
from Battlefront 2 is actually going to be appearing in Bounty Hunters 33. The first appearance was in the Revelations one shot that came out. They were there as a cameo in just one panel with the name mentioned. But this is a first full appearance, and I mean it looks pretty interesting arc there. With you have the whole setup of bounty hunters with them.
Well, I'm reading this, and it says Dark Lord has ordered one of the Empire's deadliest commando units to take out, and he mentions them all. I got news for you. Spoiler alert. They don't get the job done because we know how these guys died, and it wasn't to some commando unit. So, spoiler alert. Diaperhead, he turns into you don't want to know what he turns into, but he didn't die from this commando unit. That's for dang sure.
Well, who knows? Maybe he got morally wounded from it, and that will lead to him becoming a weirdo. Now, the only other bit of news not related to comics, funny enough, is Skeleton Crew has now finished wrapping, and apparently they want to. They're going to be releasing this by the end of the year. So we'll see how that goes. I know it's a fast turnaround.
It is.
But
is that a good thing though? Because usually they got to do 16 months of reshoots and rehiring of directors and rehiring of critical staff, and
maybe they're just like, let's just get this out. Let's just get this out of here. Maybe they're like we're no confidence or full confidence. So
well, they got the new boss. So the new boss might have said, you know what, I ain't got time for this crap. Send it.
And maybe Jude Law and he needs one take. He probably just zipped through it.
It might be one take man.
Probably smack those kids so that they would just do one take. No redos.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, so here's a fun one. So now we're on the new comic releases. So this one's a two-parter. There are two covers to this omnibus for the new Jedi Order. And so on the bottom right there has what it collects is a whole stream of Dark Horse issues. But yeah, that cover there is the A cover, if I'm not mistaken, the direct edition.
Nice.
And then Then the other one, same one. This is the other cover. This is the.
I like that cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I could be mixing up which one is which. Again, but basically you could have ordered either or, and you can basically get either or if you wanted to. Then you have the next issue of Dr. Aphra, which continues this plot with this ancient demon thing and Domina Tag. And then on the right, you have the Yeah, I don't even question. On the right, you have the 40th anniversary variant for Return of the Jedi. Another one off that list.
What is going on with this body? Like, is that her back? But then her head's turned weird? Or is this her front? What is happening? Do you see this?
Her back. That's her back. That's her back of her head turned. It's, yeah. I will tell you right now, the Dr. Aphra covers have not been doing too well compared to what it used to be.
Her neck's broken. So, spoiler alert, she's dead. Somebody broke her damn neck. Look at the way she's looking at us back there. Did she spit out green pea soup or something? What's happening with her neck? By the way, they did it wrong with that booty. She has no booty. Look at that. It's you got to give her something. It's her belt's falling off her booty. You got to leave some belt to hold up your belt. Outraged. I'm outraged. Give me the name of the artist. I got to talk to this guy or gal. I don't know who did it. That's a weird look.
Better one, actually.
There is some. This is definitely a weird one. I will say.
You got to at least kind of somewhat move the back a little bit, so it's not just bird neck. She's like an owl or something. Oh, that guy's cool.
This one's interesting. So this one is not a one-shot series, another quick mini series called The Blade. This one has 3 covers, and if you can tell,
mess up this upload, or is that how that is?
So this is 3 covers. Because I saw it had 2 covers, and then it had a third one that was solicited, and I was like, "What am I looking at?"
Is that
that's one of those embossed, old
okay.
90s embossed cover.
Oh man!
So the left is the A cover, the embossed is like the B, and then the other one's a C. I don't believe those are ratios. So,
dude, he's kind of a badass looking. I kind of like that dude. He's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. He got the Hellboy look with the shaven down.
That's
horn.
a 2-issue series, right?
2-issue, yes, 2-issue. Yeah, the High Republic's interesting. I think
he's getting his 90s tingles. He's like embossed, huh?
The High Republic stuff. I think what I'm gonna have to do is just go through all the Marvel Unlimited when it's been going, because they've already started putting the second volume of that series now on the Unlimited. So it'd be probably the easiest way to read all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then Yoda. So on the left, you have the classic Phil Noto A cover. The middle is the B cover. It says not final art, which is a strange one again. That's what they basically gave out to the release. And then on the right, I don't even know what to question that Yoda. It's a little orange head boy.
Okay. It's a weird font though for the Yoda thing, right? It looks like 90s trying to be tubular or something. It's kind of a weird font.
It's got the tubular with the tribal look.
A little bit. See what I'm saying on this left side over here. If you made it our fella with the long ears, light-skinned cousin, we could be having arms and heads chopped off, but Yoda ain't gonna chop the arms and head off. He's gonna Jedi mind trick him and get out of there. But we need some arms and heads chopped off.
Mm-hmm.
No,
let you know.
that is disturbing.
This is the class photo of the Jedi Club member photo. This is pretty. I was trying to find a funny image with Evan, like a meme or something.
That is freaking disturbing.
This came up and it's pretty funny. Like look at everyone there. Like you're very serious. Kiadi-Mundi's glowing. I can't remember his name on the far right, the Jedi there, but he's happy as hell.
This is like one of the photos.
Looks like the Addams Family.
Yeah, this is the Shining photos. That's what this looks like to me. Come and play.
Yoda looks like he's hung over for the school.
Yoda looks rough, son. Yoda's that party went on for 3 days. Yoda, that's a rough Yoda right there. But they're like you have the tall guy. We're gonna call him tall guy. We're not gonna say his real name. Who's Shining demon, and then next to him is literally his right hand demon next to him. Like this is a creepy ass photo.
It looks like the Hellblazer or the Hell Razor.
I kind of want to put this in like a very decorative frame you do for your family, and it's like put it on my desk and not even say a word about it. Just put it on my desk and just like have it at work and just never say anything. Just
So funny. I'm gonna bring that image back. I think I will keep that image coming back.
we get it every week with that image. It's creepy. I'm gonna see it in my dreams.
We could have had it for Plo Koon.
We'll use it for the other Jedi there when we come through them.
Yeah.
But all right, I think that is it. You got anything else? I think that does it.
Yeah, very simple character. Cool. I mean, they can do more with him in the future, ideally. And yeah.
All right. Then as always, you catch us here every Wednesday, 8:30. I will be dropping if you haven't seen them, the little shorts on all the platforms that let you have short videos. And until I catch back up, I'll probably do it 2 weeks if I can keep up with the workload there. Probably doing 2 a week until I catch up. And then obviously probably Thursday or Friday, I'll release the one from this episode. And then on Twitch, I somehow have been playing a lot of Star Wars games lately. That wasn't the plan, but we're playing some Lego Star Wars these days.
Sometimes life just combines into one thing.
Are you guys doing anything coming up? Any YouTube shows you're going to be a part of or anything? I'm mostly looking at you, Kachung, because none of us get invited.
I'll be here next week. I'll be.
none of us get invited to this anymore. So I was just.
Oh, Kachun.
No.
We haven't brought this back in a while. Now, cosplay. Would you put the shoes on your knees, or would you?
Those ears would be fun to
the entire Dragon Con on your knees with the shoes.
Maybe. I'd like to make those ears. They're pretty cool.
Would they be the classic, like just like a ring you put on
Old
your head?
Wolf, what's happening?
Old Wolf.
You could do it like that. Yeah.
Old Wolf was a hero the other day. That son of a gun was hopped up on ramen noodles and a good times.
Dragon Con.
That's the most I have ever watched YouTube in like a long time, and I decided to start watching it on like the longest stream ever. And I was like, but I had it all almost the whole day. It was hilarious. Well, all right, I think that's it.
Wow.
Next week, who are we doing? Do we have idea who we're doing yet?
I have 2 in mind. I will talk to you about, but I think another Jedi would be fun. So.
Yeah,
all right. Well, thanks for hanging out with this guy. Dave was a big help. Dave was always a big help.
Never disappointed. Never disappoints.
Always the man of positivity. All right. Well, we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you Star Wars time next time. I don't know. I have a good thing for Batman, so we'll just say Star Wars time.
Yeah.